Okay, we do have some breaking news coming into SportsCenter.
Yeah.
Go ahead, yeah.
From Adam Schefter and Jeremy Fowler, Mike Tomlin stepping down as Pittsburgh Steelers head coach, notified the team this afternoon that he is leaving after 19 years. So there you go, our Jeremy Fowler and Adam Schefter reporting this. As I said just seconds ago, Mike Tomlin out after 19 seasons as Steelers head coach.
All right, so let's take a minute here and kind of digest this for a minute. The breaking news coming into SportsCenter, according to our Adam Schefter, Mike Tomlin, after 19 seasons, stepping down as the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. We saw it with John Harbaugh last week after 18 seasons. Saturday, we were just speculating about this seconds ago. Your reaction now that it's final, Mike Tomlin out as Steelers head coach?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I mean, listen, the fatigue for Mike Tomlin has to be enormous. I mean, here's a guy who has made made the playoffs and never had a losing record. I mean, the guy understands winning, but unfortunately in the playoffs it just hasn't materialized, and the fans have become restless. I mean, you heard it, week after week, and even firing offensive coordinators a couple years ago. Like, at some point, things just run its course, and whether that was Bill Belichick or whether that was Andy Reid in Philadelphia, John Harbaugh just recently there in Baltimore. Great coaches, just like great players, at some point, it just needs a restart and go somewhere else. I think that's exactly what Mike Tomlin has decided, and he'll be great wherever he goes. And, man, what a career. Like, I think, don't miss it, right? This is an insanely good football coach, an insanely good man in Pittsburgh, just done a heck of a job. Always respect the way that he's handled himself. But I think it's good for the organization and good for Mike Tomlin.
All right, look, Graziano, there are so many ways to unpack this because now you have another NFL vacancy open. You have a top-flight historic franchise. And now you've got Mike Tomlin that's out there that may want to go somewhere else. So let's unpack it first from the Mike Tomlin perspective. He would seemingly have to be at the top of everyone's list along with John Harbaugh, correct?
Yes. There's obviously by far the two most accomplished head coaches on the market at the moment. John Harbaugh let go by Baltimore last week after 18 years. Mike Tomlin stepping away today after 19, both Super Bowl champions, both widely respected program builder types. If teams are looking for experience at head coach, obviously those are the top two candidates. Assuming Mike Tomlin wants to jump into another head coaching job. It may be that he wants to take the year and step away for a while, a la Sean Payton, who did that after leaving New Orleans and ended up in Denver. There's been a lot of chatter about potential interest from television networks in having Mike Tomlin on their air, and I'm sure that he'll hear a lot of those offers as well. So obviously, this is fresh information, fresh news. Mike Tomlin is going to take time to figure out what he wants to do next. But if he wants to continue to be a head coach in the NFL, yes, Matt, I believe he will have ample choices and opportunity to do so.
In part two of this Saturday, I want to come to you about this because history dictates that the Steelers do not miss when they hire a head coach. They just don't. And so now for the first time in the better part of 2 decades, they have to make another franchise-altering decision. What kind of coach fits the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Oh, man, I mean, I think, listen, the way that the roster is constructed at this point, you got a lot of areas you're going to have to address, right? And it's so whether that's offense, defense, I don't think there's going to be one particular. You don't got to go find an offensive guru. Who's your quarterback? I mean, right? Like Will Howard is the guy. Mason Rudolph. Who knows what they're going to end up going to do? They haven't been great at running the football. Their defense wasn't what people expected for them. So I think any and all comers will be evaluated by the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think they're going to have to go one direction or the other. They're going to find the best fit for them. Here's the great part about the Steelers. If you're a head coach and you're going there, you know you're going to get time to turn this around. They don't make snap judgments. They don't make quick decisions. They will ride with you for a length of period to give you, or a length of time to get you right. So I think it'll be a very comfortable transition for whatever coach comes in there and steps in and tries to transition. They know this is not a finished product that walked off the field last night. Make no mistake, there's a lot of work to be done in Pittsburgh.
And to that point, Jeff, to the extent that you can say this about a team that's only had 3 coaches since 1969, they do have a type. Mike Tomlin was 34 when they hired him. His predecessor, Bill Cowher, was 34 when they hired him. His predecessor, Chuck Noll, was 38. The Steelers are looking for a young future star at head coach that they believe can be there 15, 20 years and help build and maintain a program.
And look, and Saturday, you brought it up a second ago. This is one of those situations now you had a veteran coach. They appeared to think that they were a quarterback away from going on a run in the playoffs, and that just did not manifest itself with Aaron Rodgers. And so you would think with this move with Mike Tomlin, this could kind of open the floodgate for a reset from coach to roster and everything in between now that the age of this franchise, the leader of that, is gone.
Yeah, listen, I fully agree. And when you think about it, when it was Cowher going on to Mike Tomlin, Ben Roethlisberger, like there were pieces and parts, right? This is going to be a much more difficult step in. But what Mike Tomlin did to even get this team to the playoffs was dang near miraculous, right? But they put a ton of money in this defense that really didn't show up in the way they expected. Like I said before, they had a true identity that was physical, it was bruising, it was all those things. In the past few years, that hasn't been them. They're going to have to find a way to get that back, and that's going to be a reset, in all honesty. There's a lot of players that are aging on that defensive side. I think they'll move on from some of them. To your point, Matt, to get this thing kind of reset and restarted again. Without a quarterback in the NFL, you got a long road ahead of you, and right now that's kind of where they sit.
Again, the breaking news here on SportsCenter: Mike Tomlin, after 19 seasons, stepping down as Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. Our Adam Schefter had the news moments ago. Let's play this game for a second, Gross, because these are two top-flight jobs within the same division. If you're a head coach now and you're looking at both of these, which do you believe is more attractive? That of the Ravens, they've got their franchise quarterback in place, or an organization like, and look, hey, and let's be fair, the Ravens are very stable as well. So these are two top-flight, stable jobs in the NFL.
Matt, I don't think it's close. It's Baltimore because they do have the quarterback in place. In Pittsburgh, you're going to have to answer that question of who is the quarterback. In Pittsburgh, you have one of the reasons Mike Tomlin's no longer there, obviously it seems like it's his choice, is they keep barely getting to the playoffs, possibly because of how good a coach Mike Tomlin is. So you're stepping into a situation where the team might not be ready to win, whereas in Baltimore, you have a team that has made some playoff runs the last few years and has the two-time MVP at quarterback.
Yeah.
Saturday, you agree?
100%. I'm 100%. Listen, if you are going to walk in and expect or have high expectations, Baltimore is the place to be. They are much better suited at this point to make things happen than where Pittsburgh is. Again, and I think Dan said it in kind of like in a bit of a sarcastic way, but all truth, and I know he means it. If it weren't for Mike Tomlin, this team isn't making the playoffs.
That's right.
Just be real. Like Mike Tomlin had he has a direct impact on this team making the playoffs. So yeah, anybody walking in this job other than Mike Tomlin understands, brother. We're looking up. We got some mountains to climb in this building, and unfortunately, that's going to require letting go of a lot of players that have been there for some time.
Yeah.
I used to say this all the time: when coaches get fired or decide to step down, players get fired because there's going to be a new idea of what they need to win, and this is the first time Pittsburgh's had that in 2 decades. That's pretty wild.
And you brought it up. The three coaches,
I was not being sarcastic,
Cowher,
Jeff Saturday.
It's hard to tell.
A rarity.
You'll know it when I'm being sarcastic.
You've got Cowher, you got Mike Tomlin. All three of you have to have a tough jaw to work in Pittsburgh, and we'll see what they do. Again, the breaking news: Mike Tomlin out.